There are hundreds of steps and tricks in ballet, but there are only 5 positions that you can use in every single one of them. Today, I'm going to inform you not only about all 5 positions, but why you should learn them. I started dance when I was 6 years old. My first ever class was a ballet class, and I fell in love with it the first day. Knowing these ballet positions will help you get a better understanding of your body and some muscles and how to engage your muscles. There are 5 basic ballet positions. In this speech, I will go over first position, second position, third position, fourth position, and fifth position. The first position is the most basic position. It's great for beginners. To get to first position, lean back on your heels and open your toes like a book. It's very important not to overdo your turnout. Some people think that they need to have a 180-degree turnout, but that's really not the case. If you do that, it can lead to really bad knee injuries. It's also important to engage your rotators and turn out from your hips rather than your knees. This will also lead to very bad knee injuries. To double check that you aren't doing that, bend your knees, and if you see that your knees are going right over your toes, you're doing it perfectly. If you're turned out like so, your knees will roll in. According to Pittsburgh Ballet Theater, a professional ballet company that has nearly been around for 50 years, when you go to first position, you should engage your quads and your rotators. You can really feel it when you're going down and bending your knees, also known as a plie. Doing steps and tricks in this position will build up those specific muscles. The next ballet position is second position. Second position is a lot like first. All you need to do to get to second position is open your legs so they're under your hips. You want to be under your hips. It's easier to do balances and going down. If you're wider, it's harder. Wider does build up those muscles faster. It's just harder to do things in, like steps and tricks. In second position, you will use it more in just ballet. There's a lot of different styles, including modern. In modern, you typically do it turned in, which is also still second position. The next position is third position. Third position is where things can get a little bit more complicated. In third position, take your front heel and attach it to your other arch. Third position is a position that I would call useless. According to Ashley Daychek, a graduate of Performing Dance Arts of Toronto who studied in tap, jazz, ballet, and hip-hop, as well as producing award-winning competitive routines at many competitions. Third position is the beginner position. So once you get past beginner classes and you go into intermediate classes, you kind of throw this position away. It does help you get prepared for more complicated positions like the next one's fourth and fifth. It's kind of just there for you to get prepared for it. The next position is fourth position. Fourth position is a lot like third, just like first was a lot like second. All you have to do is open it up, your feet are still turned out, your hips are right underneath, and you're right in between them. This position is what I would say is the easiest to just stand in. It's really hard to do things in it, like bending. You really have to engage your inner thighs and your rotators to make sure you're not wobbling all over the place. And going up, it's really hard too. You really have to stay balanced in between your toes. Fourth position is a lot easy to get standing on like one foot and like letting your back foot go, vice versa with the front foot. So you really have to make sure your weight is in between them and that your weight is on the balls of your feet. When working fourth position, you'll find yourself working on your rotators, your quads, and your inner thighs. So you're working on all of those muscles. The last position is fifth position. Fifth position is the most common position that you will use in steps and tricks. All you need to do is close it so your heel is touching your big toe. This is really hard. It's kind of like opposite of fourth position. You're really tight, your inner thighs are really squeezing together, and it's kind of hard to just balance and stand in. We say like you're like a straw sticking to the ground. It's hard to stand in it and do things like going up. It's really hard. You really have to engage your core, and like we say, close your corset, but make sure your ribs are nice and tight together. This position makes you really test your inner thigh muscles. You just really have to make sure they're sticking like glue. So that was a lot of information. Let's go over them. So the 5 basic ballet positions are first position, second position, fourth position, and fifth position. I ask that next time you are just standing around and you're bored or you're working out, to go back to these positions, remember them, really feel yourself engaging those muscles and growing those muscles further and stronger. Ballet and dance in general might be a lot harder than you think, which is why you should get more involved in it and learn more information about it.